And hey, let me tell you about, oh, you know, I not thought about that. So we're going to be getting different perspectives from the fact that we have got different kinds of experiences, different mindsets that are processes. You know, I'm not sure what I want to do on this case. What do you got? Boom. But let me give you a whole different thought about this. And so the benefit you get is the diversity. So you've got other kinds of thoughts instead of this straight line, you know, no, those niggas are, excuse me, you know how those people are, and this is what we're going to do. Too bad to say. And so it helps to have us in the office.
Captain, you got people out on the street, the first line, and they getting tired of black folks tearing up stuff and being out late at night.
Well, this policing, powerful. I learned it as a young cop. You know, not just I have the power to take away your freedom.
Yes.
I have the power to take your life. Mm-hmm. That is powerful. So I learned that as a young cop, the power that I have. And it's not so much that I'm tough on my people. I'm going to tell you right now, I am tough on crime. That's my thing. I'm tough on crime. I will kick your butt. Little man. Especially with our youth. I'm very tied. I have a special place in my heart for our youth. I coach right now golf. Believe that. And I'm bringing some of them into the game. But I'm tough on crime. If you're out there toting guns, shooting guns, selling drugs that have totally polluted our communities, I am tough. I am tougher than tough on you. Now, shoplifting, you know, there are some things that I'm not so tough on, but if you're going to categorize me as far as our community and our people, I am tough on crime because I'm concerned about your safety, about your children, about our family members, about those of us who are out there obeying the laws and who just want to walk up and down the streets and who kids want to play up and down the street. We used to race in the street when I was growing up. Can't do that now. So yes, I'm tough on crime.
Mr. Morgan?
I'm not going to get into anecdotes, and I love what the captain just said about being tough on crime. For 20 years, of the 37 years I was there, I was in a tough division, and it was the homicide division. It was the capital crime division. It's the toughest you can get. You're talking to prosecuting people, and it is a matter of life and death. So it's a tough crime. But I don't want to get into anecdotes on that. I like to think that I did not, and I was not tougher on African Americans, even in those tough crimes, than I was on anyone else. I prosecute everybody fairly, and I have not heard from anyone who says that I have. And many times, and sometimes even...
They is racist.
Don't forget they have family members. And so family members do... look, I've been under protection from family members 24 hours because I'm prosecuting someone, you know, sleeping in my living room. So family members, that's why I'm not on social media, because I have people on death row. So it's not that they're there, they've got family members too. But I like to think I wasn't, and I do hear people say, even African Americans, as a 20-year homicide prosecutor, says you did a good job, even in my community. But I don't want to give anecdotes. I want to say this because I've thought about this over the years. I was sitting in the courtroom one time, and people wanted to say, why did you ever become a judge? And you know, so I was sitting there watching, and I don't know if I could be a judge. I want to be an advocate because I've got the most power there. I see some of the same people from my neighborhood coming in, and it's almost like a street cleaner. You see the street cleaner early in the morning and pushes the dust on the side. It's back there the next morning pushing the same dust on the side. And I kind of got that vision in the courtroom. I said, I don't want to do that. I still want to be an advocate. I think, Judge, there are, within the law, and this is no excuse, all right, this is no excuse, but what this is an explanation as to why you will find sometimes disproportionate impacts on African Americans, even from African Americans. I think that there's built into the law some factors that disproportionately impact African Americans on the same crime than it does on other races. For example, the death penalty. Those aggravating factors, there's nothing racist about those aggravating factors. Multiple crimes. That's exactly right, because of their backgrounds and life lifestyles, you know, and I can't ignore that as a prosecutor. And I'm going to take that same, I mean, even the death that you'll see, like for women. Have you ever heard say women on the bench are tougher on women lawyers? You know, all right. So I mean, if we could take this ethnically or racially or whatever you want to teaching lessons. I think we're beyond the days of teaching lessons, but we certainly are trying to send messages. You know, because political correctness won't allow us to do that. You know, what the judge could do back then, political correctness won't allow it. But take that study, for example, that you were talking about, the judges. When I say built-in factors, that study, if you really look at it and you just put it in plain terms, I know some people were, especially judges, were very concerned that if I had bad numbers, it meant that I was a racist, which I tell some of it didn't. But across the board, even with some African American judges, and you tell me how it came down with you, Judge, that it still showed.
I was number 3 in Broward.
Yeah, it was still a district.
Everybody went away with me. Just everybody. I'm like God. I'm not a respecter of person.
And there was a disparity, but it was at a lower rate than some white judges. But your sentences were tougher on African Americans, but at a much lower rate than it was on, by other judges. So that, because you know why? Because there's things built within the statutes and the systems that you couldn't ignore as a judge. You had to give that sentence.
There were some judges from Broward whose sentencing was like 296% more for blacks. Mm-hmm. When you get that kind of number,
that's what you
need to kind of check yourself.
Right. But the number is still, even for African American judges, was still disproportionate, but at a much lower rate.
Here we go. I've got 7 minutes left.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. This question is, what advice would you give a struggling prosecutor, parentheses, financially, but wants to remain in the office because they enjoy being a prosecutor? Tithe and offerings.
So is he.
Downhorn? Wait a minute. You know what? When I started with Janet's office, I started at $17,000. And after I passed the bar, and that's why I had to hurry up and pass the bar, it went up to 20. Okay? When I left her office, I was making $45,000. I only left because Dexter Layton hired me and gave me $90,000.
To go to your attorney's office.
Yes. So, okay. But that money is that's what drives black. You know what? People always say you don't hire black people. Black people can't. They got loans. They got loans in there. Cookie in there. Y'all gotta help out. So what can you do? They want to prosecute, but they can't live on what you're paying. These are chief assistants. Yes. So let's hear from them.
And I'll start off now because you're still actively in it. And yes, we run into this problem. But just to give you a little bit about me, I started off at 12.5. But you see, and I was living at home. I had parents, decent parents. But my circumstance was different in that, as I was telling the captain here, I got through college on a basketball scholarship.
Yes, we did.
And so I came out with 0. I got a scholarship stipend for law school. So I came out with 0. That's not happening. I mean, that's some double-digit debts here. So I was able to do that. And we, in my office, we asked for 3-year commitments for low salaries. And then, and we fought, the Florida Prosecutors Association was prosecuting. The budget was less than, our budget was less than 1% of the total state budget, but we always try to get increases so we can pay our prosecutors.
That's a minimum now.
I know there's a minimum, and it's grown.
What's the minimum?
And it's grown
to $50,000 starting salary.
Yeah, so it's got
about 20.
So you can do. But here's what I told with the 3-year commitment. I was a realist. You got debt. You got to pay your debt if you can. And if you haven't, and many of them did break the 3-year commitment because they needed to. And I would tell them privately, sir, I know how our office feels about it. I know what's going to happen, but if you're married, you got a child to feed, you got another opportunity. Just the way the state system is set up at the compensation level, you've got to do the best you can. All I can do is maybe legislatively try to do the best I can to make this better, to argue for prosecutors, to argue why we deserve to be paid like judges. You know, that's not going to happen.
Well, I can tell you, judges ain't making that much either.
That's all we do. But I'm realistic, and I tell you, you've got to take care of your family, and if this job is not doing it, look for something else. I'm not going to hold it against you. I know, but I do want you to keep your commitment, but sometimes financially you just can't. I get it.
Don?
Yeah, and it's hard.
How you keeping people in your office?
I'm not.
I heard they going up to the U.S. Attorney's office.
Don't hide behind that.
I'm just saying, she said you don't worry about it. You got song on it.
My shot fired went off. I heard shots fired.
It's a problem. And, very often I got people come into my office, and when they have the envelope, I know what's going on. They're giving me a copy of a resignation letter and saying, I want to stay, I love this job, but I can't afford to stay here anymore. And it's a reality. And until, last year, Kathy, God bless her, for years she's been going up to the legislature every year trying to get an increase in the starting salary. She was able to finally get it done last year. So we jumped from $41,000 to $50,000. And not only did it help the people who were the new hires, but just about everybody in the office, all the way up to, I can't remember what I
How much you paying?
Don't forget some of these other state attorneys want to take credit for that, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And
I didn't come out of retirement. How much y'all paying? No, I'm lying. The state is paying me good to stay home.
and we did adjustments throughout the entirety of the office to try to make it more palatable for folks to be able to stay. We've got built-in salary increases as you progress through the office, and depending on what somebody's desire is or experience level is, I can try and encourage them. Why don't you go and apply for this position? We got a posting coming up. Why? Because there's a 10% salary increase attached to this. So maybe that 10% on top of their salary might make the difference where they may be able to stay a little longer to at least fulfill that 3-year commitment. But it's a struggle.
But let me ask the police officers, captain and sergeant. It's different with police officers because they can do off-duty jobs. You get the right off-duty, you make more off-duty than you make on duty. But are you having difficulty getting and recruiting black officers? Captain, I'll start with you.
We make a lot of money. We can't, and our salaries, I remember that year, we had guys, they posted it in the paper and said, these guys are making $180,000, $100 and,
the judges.
Yeah, but that's because of the extra details. We've got a lot of off-duty work. When you look at the Super Bowl that came here, we had people who were making straight 12, 16, 18 hours of overtime. So it's a lot of money. And I myself, being a bicycle response team commander, I worked a lot of that off-duty. So I've made 6 figures for a long time. So come join us.
Get off the factory and go to your retirement.
Yes, with my agency. Right,
Same thing,
with the City of Miami, does your off-duty get included in ours is factored into the hours?
No.
And I will say this, and I think we need to be realistic about it, because one might ask the question, especially in offices the size as Dade and Broward, and I think Dade get the largest. I know we have over 225 or so.
You have the second largest.
The second largest prosecutors. And you ask what percentage of those are African Americans. Both offices have spent tremendous effort to try to create diversity, going through the HBCUs and everything. But one of the things that you keep in mind that straps us in offices like this is the percentage of African Americans who graduate from law school doesn't represent the population, first of all. It's not significantly less. So that's your pool that you have to hire from. And now it's getting so where fewer of that small pool are applying for prosecutors' jobs.
They can't afford it.
And that's because of the pay. So don't look at Don now, but it's me too.
Go make your money, then come back.
About why you're hiring more blacks, you scrap by reality factors sometimes, and that is. You got a small pool, and the pool is less because you got less applicants. You know, you can't, unless you want to call someone else African American and dock up the figures. You can't. It's not because you're not trying. It's not because you're not trying.
So then how does Miami fare?
No, it's
Does
similar.
Metro pay more than, does Miami-Dade pay more than
I
Miami?
believe Miami-Dade pays more. I believe.
You guys start out more.
Yeah, I think we have so we have different factors. We have a 1% plan. They don't, but yet their off-duty jobs are factored into their salary. Ours are separate. But I will agree with the captain. Even if we start out the base starting for an officer now, $46,000, but I can go work as much as I can handle off-duty jobs. And when I first started, I probably stopped really working off-duty jobs every weekend for maybe like the last 5-6 years. But like I would say, like the first 15 years, every weekend we could work a AAA heat game, we can work construction, we can work restaurants, clubs, and so that really helps out. And we had advantage because we got away from it recently, but our all-duty jobs were being cash. So we work a job, yeah, and we work a job at the end of the night, they pay you cash. So you can sit there and calculate, okay, I need to make about $1,000 before the month ends, so I'm going to, and then we would have a network. So I'd call my buddy and say, hey, so we'll call each other up and say, hey, listen, I need to make about $1,000 by the end of the month. Put my feelers out. And if people call, hey, it's that money call, I got a job for you. Go work this, go work that. So yes, we can augment our salary.
Well, look, we are out of town, but I'm going to take some judicial prerogatives.